Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you a detailed look at the Elite Bags EB06.011. It's also available in blue, that's the EB06.005. I decided to make this video because when I was looking at this bag versus others, trying to make a buying decision, the detail that I wanted to go into didn't seem to be available anywhere. The manufacturer's website, the retailer's website, you know, they had a great little bunch of photos, there was a video on there that was pretty helpful, but none of it really went into the real nitty-gritty of what I wanted to know about this bag. So I decided to take a chance on it. I'm glad I did, and through that experience I want to pass on to you what I've been able to achieve with it. This bag weighs in at 6.2 kilograms, fully laden with all the gear I'm about to show you. I'm not going to go into masses of detail about how you can divide up the interior compartment with the Velcro dividers or the isothermic pouch that comes with it. You can find all that out elsewhere. I just want to show you what I've been able to achieve with it. Much of my work, I do home visits, and much of my work involves sample collection, venipuncture, wound assessment and management, and clinical observations. And I've found this a really handy bag which has not only cleared out my boot completely, it's replaced like 3 and 4 smaller pouches and bags that I would have for these various tasks, and sometimes end up carrying 3 and 4 pouches into somebody's house to do a raft of things. Now it's all here, all in one, and I want to give you a look at what this bag's all about. So let's get into it. So this is the main compartment. In here I've got, moving from left to right, I've got pressure care gear, so barrier creams of various types and potencies. I've got a tin of lifties, a couple of tubes of Flaminal Forte, some Muac tapes, and some convene measuring devices. Then moving on to wound care, which is this whole area here. On this side I've got some small primaries, there's a bit of Aquacel, some Atromans and Innobeans. Over here I've got my secondaries, so some leave-ins, Cosmopores, cover wounds, some hydrofilm, Meepor and a Zetubit Plus pad. Down here I've got a few dressing packs, a roll of Hyperfix, a roll of Clinipo tape, I've got a couple of K-Soft, a couple of K-Light, I've got some yellow line and some blue line. These are held in by the elastic loops on the side of the bag, as are everything at the back here. So I've got 4 Prontazan pods, I've got some tough cuts, a couple of clip removers, suture remover, and I've also got a small packet of Clinell wipes there. Again, these are all held in with the elastic loops at the back, I don't know if you can see, but once they're in, they're not going anywhere. Also, on the theme of wound care, you've got this pocket on the top where you can store larger dressings, so more Trauma, large biotin, large sacral biotin, small sacral biotin, a couple of long cosmopores, large cover wounds. What you can also do in here is, if you carry a laptop for work, well, you can fit that in there. Coming down to this part here is all my clinical observation gear, so pulse oximeter, pen torch, thermometer, tympanic caps for the thermometer, again all held in place by the elastic loops. I've got blood pressure cuffs of various different sizes, stethoscope, again plenty of room for that. Down here, sharps tray, sharps bin. Don't worry, this is clean, brand new, picked it up at work the other day. Snug, don't get me wrong, but it fits. So that's the main compartment. What more can you ask for? Looking at the outside pockets, this one on the left is where I keep my microbiology and virology gear. So I've got a couple of COVID PCR tests, a couple of wound swabs, urine sample collection containers, sputum pot, stool sample pot, and a few red and white urine sample pots. These pockets have little transparent windows in the bottom, which are, I guess, can be pretty helpful. Depends what you keep in, but you'll be able to see if you're running out of stuff. 2 rows of elastic loops, mostly single wide, which are great for holding these little test tubes, but there's a couple of double wides which are perfect for holding the swabs. We come round to the other side. This is where I keep my tech and PPE. By tech, I mean my laptop charger, spare 9-volt battery for a syringe driver, for example, if you get caught short, pair of AAAs, pair of AAs, can either replenish my thermometer and pulse oximeter with those, or somebody's glucometer if it happens to run out of juice while I'm testing their blood glucose levels. PPE wise, I've got safety goggles. I've got a couple of surgical masks, a couple of respirator masks, and I've got a pocket full of gloves. Now if we come round to the front pocket, this is where I keep all of my venipuncture and injection gear. So in here you can see I've got a selection of blood bottles, bread and butter, yellow and purple. I've got a couple of blues, a couple of whites, a couple of greys. I've got a couple of pinks over here separate from the rest of them. I've got some blunt fill needles, both with and without the filter. Don't know if you can see those. Tourniquets. This is one of those pockets, well they've all got the little transparent window in the bottom, but you could see if you were running out of tourniquets, I guess if you couldn't tell by looking in the top. In this one I've got skin wipes. On the outside of it, little plasters for after the procedure. Over on this one, you've got this nice row of elastic loops, which are perfect for holding straight needles. The pocket behind it, I've got little barrels to go on the straight needles, a couple of butterflies in there. And then there's a big loop over here which I use for a selection of syringes. So I've got a range of sizes going from 1 milliliter to 2.5 millilitres to 10 millilitres. I've even had a 20 in there at one point, alongside all the rest of them, but I found actually I wasn't using it, so I just got rid of it. Then at the top here, behind the syringes, I've got a couple of green needles, a couple of blue needles and a few orange needles. Now behind all of this, you've got a big pouch. I've taken all the paperwork out because it's all company branded. But you've got a pouch in here that comfortably holds A4. It'll comfortably hold a big blood transfusion form. This is where I keep the clipboard that came with the bag, and I attach my sample request forms to that in alphabetical order. Great little time saver. And you can keep all your sample collection envelopes in there ready to use. That's what I do. And then just following on from this pocket, when I've collected the samples, come round to the back, you've got this pocket here, which I find is the perfect size just to slot in your samples after you've taken them, to then take them to the hospital lab or the GP surgery, wherever they've been requested from. This is the pocket that contains the backpack straps. I'm not going to get into all of that because if you can find that out elsewhere. It's got a little case on the side so you can put your name, where you work, you know, in case you happen to lose this thing. And that's it really. I'll give you a quick little demo of how I would use it in a venipuncture situation, just so you can see how handy this bag is. So grab your straight. We want a tourniquet, we want a wipe, we want a needle and a hub, that one. We want a couple of bottles, and we want a plaster. And then once you've done the do, well, there's your sharps bin in there. drop your needle in, close it off, and that's it. I mean, this bag is just the model of efficiency for home visits when you're dealing with wound care, you're dealing with sample collection, you're dealing with clinical observations. But you could set this out however you wanted, depending on what it is that you do. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. If you like it, you know what to do. Give us a cheeky thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I don't make videos often. There's no rhyme or reason to the videos I do make. It's just a case of, I think I'll make that video today, and this is where this has come from. So hope you've enjoyed it. Take care and see you in the next one.